So first of all, we were speaking before. I can't even fathom this. You are the longest tenured National League East player with one single team.
Yeah.
When you hear that, what's the thing that goes through your mind?
I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's such an honor. I mean, I feel like for so many years there in the beginning, I was just trying to stick around. It was like, do whatever you can to help the team. So that you can stick around and be a part of it. And now to be in this position where longest tenured with one team in the NL East is pretty mind-blowing to me and very surreal. What a dream come true. And I always wanted to be a player that made a significant impact to their team and got to stick around for a long time. But it is a little surreal to be hearing that because there's so many amazing players out there, and not that they haven't been around longer than me, but they've gone to other teams and whatnot, and I just think it's so special that I get to finish my career with the team that I started my career with.
One of Billy Epler's mantras, every single time he talks, whatever press conference, he always mentions growth mindset. And you have that. You take a look at where you started, and each facet of your game has gotten better. Now, so much has been made, new rules, and your speed, stolen base. I just heard you talking, and you said that the stats are that if you are not an 80% base stealer, you're hurting the team. So could you explain why that is? Yeah.
It just the analytics that are coming into the game now. They're valuing. They want to place value on base stealing and how valuable it is at certain percentages. And what they've found out is that unless you're stealing bags at around the 80% level, you're doing more harm to your team than good. You're taking away more opportunities than you're creating. And so for us, we take that into account. We try and take all the analytics into account, and we try and do risk management from that situation. So especially where I hit in the lineup with being at the top of the lineup and having the big boppers behind me, Pete and Francisco, and we're going to have really good hitters behind me. We don't want to take advantages or opportunities away from them, and so we want them hitting with runners on base, and that's something that I do really well. I get on base and I can score from first base. So it's not just the fact that he needs to get to second to get into scoring position. We have lots of guys that hit lots of doubles, and I can score from first base on a double. And so taking all of that into account helps us to make better decisions while we're on the field, and not just rash, like just do it because you can. You need to have reasoning behind your decisions, especially in every major league game, because one game can be the difference between making the playoffs or not making the playoffs.
Lastly, every single season, speaking to you in spring training, you always seem to analyze certain things. I think last year you were talking about the weight and the pressure you put on your front foot to get you more power. What's one of the things you took away this offseason to improve on for this coming season?
I think one thing that I wanted to focus on is just being a more consistent hitter. I think last year my on-base percentage fell off just a little bit, and I think that I can just be a little bit more consistent of a hitter, putting the ball in play a little bit harder, more consistently. We've talked a lot about the spring training of putting the ball in play at 95 miles per hour or greater, or walking. And that tries to take the results out of things and try and focus more on the process. And so I think that's something that I'm focusing on this year, is to try and put that ball in play at 95 miles an hour or harder more often than just trying to put the ball in play, period. And I think that should play into my strengths a little bit more, and turn into more extra base hits and pushing the envelope a little bit more. But that's something to focus on. Again, you can work on things all you want, and maybe it doesn't get put into practice exactly how you'd like, but that's what I'm focusing on this year.